So many years ago I was a logistician in the United States Marine Corps. My unit was headed overseas on a little mini deployment to Morocco. I was in charge of the logistics in my unit even though I was only a corporal. This was because first we didn't have a staff sergeant to run the shop and the sergeants we had were garbage at logistics and got put to work for me. So anyways, we're gearing up to go on this little mini deployment and the master sergeant, who was going to be the highest ranking enlisted, comes over to my office to chat. He starts off being real cool and then eventually asks if he can bring his golf clubs within one of our containers. I thought to myself that it would be wise to be on his good side since I was only a corporal and going on a deployment with his company. So I agreed, even though it was against the rules and regulations. However, everyone does it all the time. So anyways, we go to Morocco and he has his clubs. No course in sight, but he was happy hitting balls, so I didn't care. However, then everything changed. His Marines didn't request to bring enough materials to build what we were there for. They start saying I'm missing a 20-feet container, which doesn't happen to me. So I finally solved the mystery. It turns out they didn't request to bring enough and left the materials behind their office. So here we are in Africa to do a job, but we don't have enough materials. So he tries to use me as a scapegoat. Even a gunnery sergeant and a staff sergeant of his get in on this and just treat me like trash because I refuse to take the fall for their shop's screw up. This goes on for the entire 2 months we are there, and we are in the middle of nowhere, so nothing for me to do but deal. Anyways, we start heading home and we head back to civilization to a port, and we had to clean our gear to go back to the US as per customs and biosecurity. So we are cleaning everything, even tank had to take tanks off their tracks and clean the tracks. It was a pain in the butt, but still a cool experience. The problem, however, was that the master sergeant kept needing to reopen containers that had been finished. Now the problem with this was that we had to have actual U.S. customs agents on site and use their banding seals to seal the containers, which then had to be documented with the unique serial number. Every time we had to open one, I had to beg the customs agents to open them and let us get whatever the MSGT needed, and them close it up without having to redo the cleaning. Normally it is a solid no, but the agents were cool, and we worked it out. Plus every night I usually ran into them at the bars and I would buy them beer. It got to the point where the agents didn't even have any of their own seals left because of how many times we did it. They ended up using mine to reseal. It really made things difficult, and it was often for dumb stuff. So finally I had it. It was literally the last day we had for cleaning, and of course the MSGT wanted something else. So I asked the agents. They were really fed up of it. However, I then asked, do either of you guys golf? One of them said yes. I said then we need 2 containers opened. So we got the dumb stuff for the MSGT, then we went to the other container where I knew the MSGT's golf clubs were hiding. I opened the container, pulled out the clubs and gave them to the agent. He looked at me and I just said I don't want to hear stuff about opening any more containers. He was cool with it and got it in his car. No issues from there on. Anyways, we get back to the States and the ship pulls in with the gear and we got it home no problem. A week later the MSGT comes in my office. He's all buddy again. He then asks where his golf clubs were. I said my guess is your garage or your closet. He forces a chuckle and goes, ha ha, okay come on dog, where's my clubs? I then said I'd what you're talking about MSGT. He then said my clubs in the container. I then explained to him that per the Department of Transportation Regulation Chapter 3, I even had it down to the subchapter and paragraph letter, that no personal gear can be shipped inside of military cargo containers. He then starts getting mad and I keep repeating the paragraph. He loses it. Grabs me, but my shop's GSGT got to him quick and pulled him off before he swung on me. He never did find out what I did to his clubs, and I left the unit about 6 months later to go to my next command. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Reddit content. See you next time and have a great day.